Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsyreplays and welcome back to the Best Battles You Will See Part 2. Now, since this update, I have been getting so many high damage games, and these two are no exception. First up, we're going to watch a Sheridan, and I don't really showcase many Sheridan games now because of the missiles, it broke, etc. But this one, I thought, you know what, it was an amazing game. And yes, he does use missiles. I don't think he uses... I think he uses a missile once that the way we don't like them. Other than that, he uses them as normal standard heat. So it is Michael, and he is in on the Faust map. So straight away he has gone right side. He's going to try and spot. Hasn't spotted anything, and he does go forward and he spots the T-92E1, which is another missile tank. So he's going to wait. He does get that nice shot. The T-92 does miss, and the T-92 on his team does go forward. But at the moment, there is nothing else spotted apart from that Badger, and he's just found out that. So now he has to wait to reset his camo. Luckily, the T-92 has gone elsewhere, but look at that. He was just about to fire a missile like no one likes over this ridge, over this building here. But just as he was about to do it, the Badger goes out of sight. But luckily for him, his team are coming. The 140 has gone forward, and they have now opened up a couple of team. Kieran there in the background. I do apologise. He wants my attention. I'm sorry. And yes, mate. Yeah, dinosaurs. So in a moment, he is going to use that first missile as you said, as I said that we don't like it. Hang on a minute, mate. Yeah, 1 second. So as you can see, he's now. What? In a minute, look, tanks. So there's the first missile, and that's pretty much. It was a nice shot. He wasn't in any danger using that shot. So, and it was a nice shot. It was a nice shot. So that's going to be like the only missile in this game that he's going to use as a missile. Other than that, as you can just see there into the Badger, that's how he's going to use them as a standard heat round. And that, for me, is how it should be used. I mean, guided into that bottom plate, and he's going to do that every single missile from now on. So again, the Badger has troll armor. He has troll armor. So he has to use that heat round to be able to penetrate. And again, he's going to try. You can just see how strong that bottom plate is. And so he has to use that heat round. So the Badger is now a one-shot. The Badger's a one-shot. And there is a couple of, I mean, their tanks, his team are down. His team are down on tanks. There is a couple of one-shots, lower hit point tanks on the enemy team. And now he's going to use another heat round just to clear that Badger. And here comes the WZ-113. So he's not really in any danger at the moment. He does have a few tanks around. They have bring it down, or they did bring it down to a 5-on-5. But at the moment, it is now a 4 versus 5. He has pumped up a lot of damage so far. I mean, nearly 4k damage. It's nothing special. It's still good, but it's nothing special at the moment. But he still does have plenty of hit points to go. And he is bouncing some. He's getting some of those troll bounces into the tracks. And all of a sudden, it is now a 3 versus 4. Really needs to clear that waffle. The M103 needs to sort of not sit there in front of the WZ-113. He needs to really push around and clear that waffle. So there is the T-92 behind the waffle there, and you can just see this M103 now. Because he wanted to stay in the middle, it takes Michael to have to rush around to clear this waffle. And he's seen the danger. He has to clear him. It's a 3 versus 4. He has to clear him. Taking out tanks is what you should be doing. Doesn't matter. You shouldn't be farming damage if you can clear tanks, because it will end in a loss. And all of a sudden, he cleared the waffle, and it's him and the M103 against this WZ-113. And because this WZ wants to clear the M103, he is just able to sit behind and farm some HE into the rear of this guy. Brings him now down to a one-shot. He's on 6k damage. There's still one tank that's not spotted, which is the AMX-50B. And believe it or not, he's full health. He's full hit points. He is full hit points, and all of a sudden, it is a 2 versus 2. This guy is a one-shot, but he's only on 600 hit points now. So with the AMX 50B being an auto loader, I mean, it's only going to take 2 shells. It's only going to take 3 seconds to clear this Sheridan. So he's still got a lot of work to do, especially as his last teammate is a one-shot as well. So he clears that guy for his 3rd kill, just over 6,000 damage, and now they need to go and hunt for this AMX 50B. Where is he? He knew he got shot earlier, so he knows he was around the other side of the map. No idea why he is still there. I mean, he hasn't been spotted all game. He does have a kill, and he does get a little bit of damage, but they need to find, and you can see the T90 kill this fucker. It's like, there he is. So he's made his way around, and if this AMX 50B was quite smart, he could probably clear both of these tanks. He could, because you get a high roll. So if a high roll every 3rd shot, so I would clear the Sheridan, and the 3rd shot, hopefully a high roll, he would have been able to clear that M103, but he decided to do it a bit different, and that is his last shell. So he is now on a reload. He is now a one-shot, but it's still going to take at least 2 massive rolls, maybe even 3 shots to clear this AMX 50B. So I love what he does here. He's repositioning. He knew he couldn't do anything there, and he needs to get maybe onto a higher ground, and maybe he can then use the missiles. Now, he's going to wait for him to come around this corner. Unfortunately, he does bounce that shot, which is so unfortunate. The AMX 50B does miss his shot, and as soon as I watched this, I thought, that's it, missiles are coming out. But he doesn't even think about using those missiles. He pokes forward, gets a lovely shot into the hatch, 8,000 damage, and all of a sudden, anything can happen. Both are a one-shot. He's still on a 4-second reload, and as soon as he has time, he's going to drop down, he's going to wait, he's going to poke out, baits the shot, and he is able then to poke forward and to get the kill. Great game. Absolutely amazing game. 8,209 damage. 37,000 credits earned. Top gun. High caliber. 1,747 base XP. 20 shots fired and 18 penned, which is pretty good in the Sheridan. Next up, we have Foxy Morgan in the T22, a great friend of mine and a great clan, the BPS clan. Now, this is going to be one of, if not the best T22 game you are ever going to see. It showcases how to play this tank, how to use it effectively. It shows its strengths, and Foxy is going to play this so well. I love what he did at the start. He went to spot on the right side. He did spot the tank. He went then to go left side. See, there's a load of heavies, and now he's reversing and going back the other way. Now, what he's going to do, and it's going to showcase really how strong this tank is. So he's now spotted the T92E1. He is on his own here. At the moment, he's thinking that this T92E1 is on his own as well. So DPM against this guy shouldn't be a problem. But he's not rushing out because there is a medium tank also. And there he is, the T62A. Look at that reverse side scrape. That is one of the big strengths of this tank, is reverse side scraping. And there's not a lot of people... Yeah, pass it here then. Not a lot of people use it as a reverse side screen because it is a medium. I mean, yes, you can get into those positions, and you can see Foxy did it really well. But look here. I mean, these two tanks can't push him because if you look at the mini-map, there is still a lot of tanks behind Foxy. Yes, they are the other side of the map, but if they start pushing, then they will have some shots. So they are stuck where they are, and they literally can't do nothing. And Foxy, he's bounced nearly 1,000 damage already, and he hasn't taken any damage to himself. 2,500 damage dealt. He's now bringing the T62 down to a one-shot. The T92E1 is now a one-shot. So, and he's not taken any damage. He's not taken any damage. He's fought 2 tanks on his own, and all of a sudden, the T92 comes as they are both one-shots. So he single-handedly took out those 2 quick tanks without losing a single hit point. Absolutely amazing. Really is amazing. And it did just show, I mean, he bounced over 1,000 damage as well. And it just goes to show how strong this tank is in certain positions. And now he can, because they've got rid of the quick tanks, he can get behind the enemy heavy tanks and TDs, because his heavy tanks on his team are bleeding hit points very, very quick. And if they decide to start pushing now, then it would be game over. However, this 268 decides to turn around. The E100 decides to turn around, where I personally think they should just go forward. They should just go forward, clear the last heavy, clear the TD, and this game would have turned out much different than it is, because now they've decided, two tanks have decided to come around. It's left two tanks versus two tanks over the other side of the map. So bad decision here from the Object 268, because the IS-7 there is just, he's not doing nothing. He's just sat there absolutely doing nothing. So Foxy sees where the danger is. He sees where the hit points are, and it's going to be more effective to come this side now, because the IS-7's really low hit points. There's a VK-72, really low hit points. And again, he's going for the most dangerous target. He's going for the target that does more damage. He's ignoring the IS-7 for now. The IS-7 is looking at him, whereas the VK is looking at the Death Star. So he's trying to keep that Death Star alive. So that is just amazing gameplay. Absolutely amazing. He saw where the danger was. If he just focused on this IS-7, then the VK would be clearing that Death Star, and he would now be alone against three tanks. Absolutely amazing gameplay there. Really, really good. And you guys need to take note on how the decision making is made and how it can change games. He decided to leave the E100, leave the 268, and go and help his team that really needed it. And then on top of that, focus the tanks, not that are focusing him, but the tanks that are focusing his lower hit point tanks and keeping his team alive. And that is going to prove vital very soon. So again, he's going to ignore the E100 and he's going to go for the tank with less hit points, and that is the 268. Sadly, he does get a shot from the 268, and he now has to be very careful. The E100 does clear the Death Star, so he needs to poke forward, but it did take a little bit of time, and by the time he gets there with the 268 using his adrenaline, he is now reloaded, and he can't just poke out. He needs to try and side scrape. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off, but now he can rush, and this is where the troll shit starts happening. Bounce after bounce, and it's just like, if you think it's not going to go your way. But he does take him out for his fourth kill, leaving just the E100 left. The E100 is still on 2,100 damage. He's on 7,000 damage. Now, this is going to be the difference, and if you watch my video about the heavy buff, it's gonna, a lot of people are gonna get more damage because of the hit points of these heavies. I said that a lot of people, it's not just good for heavy tanks, it's good for other tanks because there's more damage to be done. And I've said a lot of, and not just a lot of, I mean loads of Hall of Fames I think are going to be broken. Now currently in the T22, the Hall of Fame is just over 8,000 damage, and that is it by Ulfar, which I did show, also in the BPS clan. And what he does here, again, he's going to use the tanks to his strengths. He's going to start face-hugging this E100. Now, you can say that E100 is a bit of a noob. Gets a bounce there. I mean, nearly 2,000 damage hit points this E100 is on. He could just shoot HE at this guy. He could just shoot HE at this T22, and it will be enough to clear him. But he doesn't. He's going to face-hug him. He's going to use the advantage. 2,980 damage blocked. He's on 8,200 damage. 268 hit points. The E100 is now on 5. It's going to take 2 high rolls to clear him. He needs to be careful, and the E100 misses his shot. He can make some distance. He's now a one-shot, and he can clear him. Just absolutely wow. Just amazing. Truly amazing game. Thank you, Foxy, for sending me that in. 9,139 damage. Now, if the heavies didn't have that hit point buff, he wouldn't have finished on the 9k. It would still be in the 8k. Well done. Thank you for sending me that in. Over 2,000 base XP as well, and that is the new Hall of Fame in the T22. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Keep subscribing. Keep watching. and I will see you all very soon. Bye bye.